Hey guys, how's it going today? Today I'm coming down to the neighbor's place here at the chicken houses. We're gonna mow this third cutting alfalfa off, and then all of our third cutting will be done. Coming up here to the top strip to start. Looks like the deer are enjoying eating this piece here. This top piece is usually the worst as far as deer damage goes. Usually 6 rows around the outside, they have it mowed clear off to the ground, and you can see they pretty much do. It's crazy. There must be a ton of deer here to do that much damage. I'm with the 125 today. I think it was last video I said that we got the air conditioner fixed in this thing. No, we didn't. We worked on this thing for probably all morning one day, tore the seat out of it, and finally found the condenser. Well, not the condenser, we thought it was called the condenser. It's actually called the evaporator. The condenser is the part that's on the front of the tractor for the air conditioner. And we thought maybe the evaporator was plugged up, but it wasn't. It was just full of water in there. The drain tubes that come down from it, whenever it works, it'll get filled up with water in there, and then the water will come down through those drains. We thought that was the problem, and Pap used it to mow, rake, haul bales. The air conditioner would work for a while, and then it would quit, like the compressor was kicking in and out. If it was didn't have the right amount of Freon in it, not the Freon, but the refrigerant, the R134A. And so my dad put a can of the refrigerant in it the other day. Thought maybe it was low and it was just, you know, kicking in and out because it didn't have enough to build enough pressure to keep it running. Right now it feels like I have the heater on from the sun beating in here. The only thing running is the blower. It's not even, the air conditioner's not even working. If I put my hand up here to the vents, it's blowing warm air. So evidently it's got too much in it, or I don't know. Probably have to get Case or somebody to come out and check it out. Yeah, that's the thing I don't like about this newer stuff. You can't work on anything because you gotta have a service technician come out and do just about any work on something like this. Now, if those older tractors, you can work on them because it's simple. They're simple. They make this stuff so complicated. Nowadays, you just gotta have somebody come work on it for you, which costs more money. So big companies like C&H can make money off this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's one of them things it's nice to have something newer when it works good, but as soon as something breaks, don't plan on fixing it yourself. We'll just put it that way. And this tractor is a pain when the air conditioner don't work because it don't have no windows to open up. It's got a back window and 2 doors. These doors swing out so far, you can't run with the doors open when you're working around trees because you'll just take the door right off or else break the glass out. So you can't do that. And when you run with the back window open, it's so loud you aren't gonna be able to hear yourself think after the end of the day running this disc spine. Or if the disc spine would happen to throw a rock or something, it's coming right in that window. The window ain't gonna be able to stop it. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's not very nice when the air conditioner don't work, but we'll get her figured out here sometime. I'm on the back cut here, so when I go around the field, I have to run some hay down because this mower will only swing one way. And you gotta go back around when you're done, or after you make 4 rounds, depending on how big the field is, you can go around and get that back cut done. But I usually wait in these strips till I'm done with the field, then go around and mow it off. And when you're mowing it, you're essentially going the opposite way. You ran it down, so the mower will pick it right up and mow it right off. The air conditioner in this thing, it's ice cold now. I don't know. It's it has to be something to do with the compressor, because it's like I said, it's kicking in and out. It'll work for a while and then it'll quit. That would be the reason why the corn looks so terrible. Got the second strip mowed off here, moving down to the third. This alfalfa won't be able to break it up and bale it tomorrow. We're wrapping it so we don't have to let it lay and dry, but it does need to dry a little bit. If you would try to bale it right now, this wet, it would not go too good at all. It would just slime up the baler inside, probably plug up, and it doesn't bale very good if it's too wet. You want some moisture there if you're going to wrap it so it ferments, but at the same time you don't want too much moisture, or else stuff don't go very good, like with the baler and that kind of stuff, and it don't make very good bales. The bales will be kind of lopsided, and they don't wrap right, so you just run into a whole bunch of problems if the hay's not in perfect condition. I had 3 more strips to mow down, and I hit a rock and it blowed this here spinner, or turtle shell, whatever some people call them, different things, but it looks like it might have been already cracked there because it was rusted, so it might have been just cracked, and then when I hit that rock it just blew it apart. That thing went flying across the field. I don't know how it didn't hit that tire over there. I watched it fly right by the tire. It's crazy. Them things get moving fast. They can throw stuff. But we had one here. This was off our old 1411. So we had a 1411 before this, 7230, and they put a new cutter bar on it, and we had all the old parts off the old cutter bar here in the back of the shed. So we still have some parts. This here spinner was off of it, and this behind here's got the shock hubs. So if you hit something, it'll shear this thing here. This is your shock hub. It'll shear that instead of taking your gearbox out, your modules. Each individual spinner has its own module thing here. And on the old disc binds, it would take these out. It would take the gears off down in there. It would snap them right off. But they come up with this design, and it works pretty good. It just shears these here splines off on this thing instead of causing more damage. But what happened was I went to take the bolt out of this thing here. There's a bolt that holds your shock hub on there, like that, and I went to take it off and just snapped it. It probably had cracked it whenever I had hit that rock, and it broke off down in there. So we didn't have a module. My pap had to run and get one of them, and he should be back here pretty soon, I would think. Last week was our local county fair, and last year and this year I had showed heifers. I have this red beef heifer here is mine, and then this black one over here is also mine. This is the one I showed last year, and this is the one I showed this year. This is Fireball, and this is Annabelle over here. Now Annabelle and we got grand champion this year, so that's it's pretty cool. There's only 8 heifers in the whole beef club. People mostly show steers, and then you get some people that'll show a steer and a heifer. Now I just showed heifers for the past 2 years. I didn't show a steer. I'm not sure what I'm gonna show this coming year. Haven't decided yet. I know I definitely want to show a heifer, but yeah, just thought it was kind of cool. I'd say something that got grand champion. Those 2 heifers there, they're really nice animals as far as genetics go and that kind of stuff. Now this one here, she's pretty wild. You can see it in her eyes. She was quite a bit to handle last year, I know that, and we got her calmed down, and she wasn't too bad at the fair. Then brought her home, and she had a calf, which would have been my first calf, my cow, and unfortunately it didn't make it. It got pneumonia, and it didn't unfortunately didn't last very long after that. That's all part of farming. I can't really get upset over that, but they're both bred again. At least we think they are. The vet's coming to preg check the dairy herd tomorrow. Every month the vet comes to preg check some of the cows, and we'll take these 2 down to the barn and get them preg checked. But these are my only animals I have, my only cows. This calf here belongs to another cow in the shed in Annabelle. She just likes to babysit though, don't you? Huh? You know you gotta get up. But yeah, they did really well. The judge really liked her, and I don't see a reason why she didn't. She really liked how she was filled out. Now as far as the breeds, these 2, well, they're just cross. I think she has some Charolais in her or something, I believe. Annabelle here, she must have some Semitole and some Angus in her, I believe. Not quite sure on that. Neither of them are registered. I could have got Annabelle registered when I got her, but I mean, all it is just some papers, so to me that really doesn't mean a whole lot. Kind of the same thing with the dairy herd. You can have them registered, but that doesn't mean they're gonna milk more, so the papers, they don't always mean anything. It's pretty exciting getting the grand champion. It was my first time ever getting the grand champion. I had showed for quite a few years now. This was only my 2nd year in the beef club, and I had showed some feeders, dairy feeders, when I was younger, but now I'm kind of more interested in the beef side of things. So I'd like to just keep growing my own herd. These 2 have calves, and if I get another heifer this year, then we'll breed her here in the future, and then she can have calves, and just keep getting bigger and keep growing the herd. Gotta start somewhere, This front end loader here is a little bit nicer than the quickie loader that we had on the 5140. It's still sitting there. Just don't have a tractor to use it. It was always kind of a pain to get on. You had pins you had to drive in, you'd have to hammer them in. It'd be a pain getting them out and stuff. This here takes like not even 5 minutes to get it latched and unlatched off the tractor. It's pretty sweet. Got that girl fueling up there. Seems like that thing uses a lot of fuel. I don't know if it does or it's just all the bigger of a tank it has compared to these older tractors, which these older tractors, they don't use much at all. Especially this 2290, it's pretty good on fuel. But that 2294, it's turned up a wee bit and it pours out the black smoke, so it likes to use fuel. We'll go hook this old girl here up to the rake. over here to the next place over where we have the fill, we call it three-corner piece. That's just a piece of grass hay that my pap mowed the other day after he finished mowing over there the chicken houses whenever the disc line had broke down. he had mowed that there after that. So I raked it up. I didn't check it. It looks like it's drying out pretty good. It wasn't that heavy, but now that I got it raked up, the sun can get to it and the air can get to it. And we should be able to bale it here this afternoon. But I tell you, I pity the person who has to bale that. It's one of them fields. The way I always was taught to rake it was to start in the middle, work your way out, and passes keep getting longer as you get out because it's a triangle shape. Yeah, it's not the funnest field to rake, I'll tell you that. But it's probably only about my second time I ever raked that piece. I didn't rake it much ever before, but yeah, it's done now. That'll be all the raking for the day. I gotta hook this tractor into the tedder. We got some hay to ted there at home. Up and down to get the last load, and I got some bales to put on the end here. Some of our bales that were individually wrapped, we put them in the end, so that way with that tube wrapper you can't wrap the ends of the bales and then they'll spoil. So if you put a wrap bale in the end, they won't spoil. So that's what we do there. I got 2 of them brought up, and now I'm waiting when Pap gets here. We'll unload these bales, and then the wrapper should be coming shortly after that. Just finished up getting the bales wrapped. I'm not sure how many there was. I think there was probably around 40 some if I had to guess. That's it for third cutting. Third cutting's in the books for another year. We'll get a 4th cutting here in about a month, and then that'll be it for hay. But we have some new seeding here we got to make yet. We'll get another cutting off of that, and then we need to do some reseeding out there in the hill. It didn't come, and then we got a piece down here. It didn't come very good, but the rain brought it on. It wasn't coming at all, hardly, and now it's coming nice since we got a good bit of rain. It really needed the moisture bad. All right, that's gonna wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, hit that like and the subscribe button down below. Helps me out a lot, and I guess we'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.